I see what Howie Roseman's trying to build with this defensive back group. The ultimate competition, man. Eli Ricks should have been drafted. At 6'2", 190 pounds, you see what he brings to the table, man. Those long arms. They saying I'm hearing he ran somewhere in the 4.3 range, high 4.3s at his pro day. He didn't do anything in the combine. Think he was nursing the injury. Don't let this guy's sleight of build fool you at all, man. This guy can run. He can move for 6'2". The long arms and just the ability to do things like this here, attack the ball at the point of at a high point in the ball, so to speak, and attacking it as soon as the wide receiver attacks it. As soon as the wide receiver goes up for this ball, he's up for this ball as well with his hands in the air, drawing that ball out. You'll see it right here, man. Good hand movement, good hand fighting, you know what I mean, for the ball. Gives a second effort to make sure that play is over with. That is what superstar cornerbacks do. And, the fact that he didn't get drafted speaks volumes. Also great in press coverage. Look at this. Press. This is a 3rd and 1, by the way. A 3rd and 1. If they convert right here, this drive stays active. But, it turns into 4th and 1 due to the incomplete. And now they're putting the ball back to Alabama, man. But what really opened my eyes to him was the matchup when he was at LSU against Devontae Smith. This was a good matchup. Smitty makes him fall right there, beats him down the field. Quarterback doesn't see it, but he was tested in this matchup, and he kept fighting. He gives up the outside release to Smitty right there. Those are 2 losing reps that I'm showing you, but the fight is what I'm looking at, man. This is LSU days, so obviously he's matured. You know what I mean? Real good zone rep right there. Sealing all doors, being sound and staying where you're supposed to go. But the press and the hand jamming at the line of scrimmage is where I feel like he could be effective in the red zone. His height and his length. Right there, able to get Devontae Smith's timing off with the jamming at the line of scrimmage. You got to love that. The physicality, man, this turned into a fight after he woke up and said, listen, I got to be physical with him here. We're not going to let a guy with this route running ability just release. And the Philadelphia Eagles, I feel like this guy has a little dog in him. Alabama guy, played at LSU. He played against good wide receivers, man. And I feel like, he held his own and got better as this game progressed. Really got better as this game progressed. Stride for stride with Devontae Smith, staying in phase, out of phase. He's showing it all. The ability to play in coverage with his length and size is amazing. I think Sean Desai prefers big corners, but right here, Devontae Smith ran right past him. You know what I mean? I think he's more of a guy that we could use to jam. If he would have jammed, Devontae wouldn't have had that clean of a release. But this is all about learning. All about learning and getting your potential to the next level, especially when he was at LSU before he transferred. The fact that he wasn't drafted is just a big mystery to me, man. I don't know if it's health concerns. I don't know what it is, man, but it's been a lot of people saying that this was a day 2 prospect for sure. You know what I mean? He fell down to us. Luckily, we're not getting him in hopes of him having to save the day. We're deep at cornerback, feels good to say that. But, this kid brings a lot, man. He brings a lot to the fold. He brings a lot of competition. So Zach McPherson, Josiah Scott, whoever might still be on the roster from last year, who really didn't give us what we needed out of the cornerback room, they got to open their eyes to this, man. Gritty Williams is now here. Keely Ringo is here. Listen, man, fortunately for us, Slay and Bradbury didn't have to miss extended time last year. But, they're both over 30 years old. And I think it was a smart move to bring in an undrafted free agent. This is not a practice squad cornerback, in my opinion. This is a guy that deserves an active roster spot because if he's ever called on to play on the outside, the length is valuable. The ability to jam bigger wide receivers is valuable. We just gotta see how it translates over to the next level, man. Let me know what y'all think in the comments on Eli Ricks, though. I love him. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Lil Brunson back at you with the back at you, and I'm the best reporting on the Eagles. Before we get into the meat and potatoes, I'm going to let you know that this video was brought to you by Print Champs. Big Print Champs in the building, man. Bringing you everything you need, man. Hurt season hats, ski masks, Howie tees. They jumping out the gym. Make sure you tap in with Big Print Champs and get everything you need from the hottest merchandise supplier from any influencer that you're going to get around the globe. So tap in with my folks at Big Print Champs, man. Also, Also, Underdog Fantasy, man. I'm going to share with y'all my picks for the night's game. The Philadelphia 76ers about to play in the second round of the playoffs is going down. These are my picks, and it's easy to get set up with Underdog as well. Use code LB2023. You know what I mean? We are matching up to $100, man. Tap in with that as well. It's going to be great. Easy to do. Team Underdog in the building. Let's talk about it. I'm a fan of Eli Ricks, man. I'm a fan of Eli Ricks. And I'm a fan of the competition, which is, you know, the cornerback room of the Philadelphia Eagles at the moment, man. It's really deep with young guys fighting for position. When you got a quarterback room that's fighting for position, and at the top of that list is Greedy Williams, you know what I mean? Who's going to be a rotational guy? If Greedy Williams is there, if Greedy Williams is your third option on the outside, man, I don't think you're in that bad of shape. I really like it, man. The addition of Eli Ricks, I think Eli Ricks can leapfrog a lot of guys, man. I think he can leapfrog Job. I think he can leapfrog a number of guys and get some solid playing time this year, man. And it's all a testament to what Howie Roseman is doing, man. Don't let these people confuse you of Nakobe Dean and Jordan Davis's production in the first year of the defense for the Philadelphia Eagles. Howie Roseman and the Philadelphia Eagles don't draft for immediate need. They don't. We learned our lesson from that. You know what I mean? We drafted Jalen Reagor. He was an immediate need. When Jordan Davis was drafted, he was already behind Fletcher Cox and Javon Hargrave. Those guys accounted for 18 sacks. When Jordan Davis played, he was productive until he got injured. Now, it might not show up on the stat sheet, but in terms of run stuffing and plugging up the gaps and being just a force in the middle, Jordan Davis was that until he went down. But when he went down, we realized we had a Super Bowl window. So we had to immediately grab guys like Sue and Linval Joseph, who were also productive, you know, veterans, Pro Bowlers. So Jordan Davis kind of got lost in the shuffle to the greater good of the team. As far as Nakobe Dean goes, you know what I mean? Kaiser White was on a one-year deal. He wasn't starting over Kaiser White. He had 100 total tackles. TJ Edwards, you know what I mean, was emerging at the time. He had 150 total tackles. Nakobe Dean played special teams and waited his turn. With that being said, now it's time to unleash the dogs. No pun intended. It will be a lot of playing time from Georgia Bulldogs this season from the Philadelphia Eagles. Javon Hargrave is out of the picture. Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis and Milton Williams will be battling for that rotational guy, or that guy that's going to be most likely next to Fletcher Cox. It's going to be a battle. Some possessions you're going to see both Georgia Bulldogs right there. Nolan Smith will get some reps. He will get some reps off the edge. Robert Quinn ain't there. The Philadelphia Eagles operate in a rotational manner. We don't put it all on one person. When these young dogs start making plays on the field, it's going to be not a lot that you could say about it. It's not going to be a lot of stuff that anybody can say about it, man. We ready and we here. The best draft, I mean, we got depth all over the place, man. The only spot where I see that we don't really have depth right now is probably the linebacker position, but it's cool, man. It's cool. Howie ain't done. I don't think he done. You know what I mean? And I feel really, really good about the young talent that's going to compete for playing time. Special teams should be better. You know, it's a chain reaction when you bring in young talent like this. You get better all across the board. All three levels of the game get better. Offense, defense, and special teams. Swift might have put us over the top as far as offense go. You know what I mean? It's not a lot of moves that could be made to make this team much better. You know what I mean? These guys will keep the offense in good field position. These guys will keep each other fresh on the defensive line. And it's a great day to be a Philadelphia Eagles fan. So it's time to unleash the dogs, man. There's going to be much more Georgia Bulldogs and Midnight Green making plays for the city of Philadelphia. That sentence just sound good, don't it?